If you had told me that, if you had told me 3 years ago that I'll be a politician, that I'll be doing the things I've done over the past 1 year, I wouldn't even have believed in myself. Like, I look at what I've done and I'm like, is this really me? I've always thought that government is the only institution in this world that can bring change at scale, at the largest scale possible, and that can sustain it, forever. And so different things happened that just made me like, okay, so we're going to do it. I think I just got too angry. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to make this switch. I think the thing that finally sealed it for me was the NSAS protest. I had always, in my head, I thought I was going to wait till 2027 to run for office. But when NSAS happened, I was like, okay, it's time to just do this thing. And that was it for me. But so because of issues of, of having to run from where your father is, again, patriarchy, right? And, just Nigeria. I would have loved to run in Abuja, which is where my professional base, Abuja would have been easy for me. But a friend told me, I said, Simi, one day they'll ask you, where's your father's house? And it turned out that way. In February, when I went to meet some people, they asked me, who's your father? Where's your father's house? I was even thinking, okay, let me go running. So my dad is Ekiti, my mom is Osun. I wanted to go run in Osun because I grew up in Osun, so it would have been easy for me to, marshal support. But they told me, just go back to Ekiti. They will ask you. So there's been that, and there's that part of people just not taking you seriously. Miss Asma said, they just don't take you seriously. They don't take women organizations serious. They don't put thought. I was just there, which is why I have had to work, I think 10 times, I'll say 50 times harder than every other person. I outspent all my opponents. I outworked all of them at least 50 times. And I am still doing that right now. Now that I've gotten the ticket, now I am outworking all the candidates from all the other parties and doing everything. I am the only one right now that has launched her campaign as far as I'm concerned, in the entire Ekiti. But as far as I know, maybe that might not be very true. But it's because I realized that for me to be taken very seriously, I have to do much more. How can we fix these things? So I'm going to talk about what I am doing as a person. So I said I launched my campaign. Post-primary, I launched my campaign last week. And my campaign I have a campaign working team of 31 people. So if you remove the DG, who is the one, it's about like 50% male and female. And everyone keeps saying they've never seen anyone do this. When in the party constitution, they'll tell you, if it's about delegates, 3 out of which one must at least be one. Out of which at least one must be a woman. And that's like what everybody does. When they are putting together teams, they'll just throw that token woman inside. I said no. And the good thing that they all know me for that already. And that's one thing, any more women in politics to be doing is that give other women space. I know that there's this scarcity, there's this false scarcity we think that is happening around us, but we need to break out of it. It's a tough space to be in, but it's wide enough for everybody, and you just have to be able to share. And now that I have these plenty women on my team, nobody has died. But in fact, all of them are saying, we've never seen anyone who has done this before. And they're all happy. So I need to bring up other women. So I'm looking to start a fellowship, and I'm hoping, this something that can be replicated elsewhere. How can we start grooming women from the ward levels to be ward excos, to be local government excos in their parties? Because that's where these things start. So how can we open up the space for more women in the political spaces and in the political parties, and eventually into elected office?